Court Reporter with Stovall and Associates.
Hello and welcome to Court Reporter with Stovall and Associates. I'm Michael Selbeck, your host for today, and I'm here with Ray, better known as the Flagman.
That's correct, Michael.
Welcome, Ray.
Thank you so much.
So, here on your piece of paper it says fifth time is a charm. Is this your fifth time running for sheriff?
It's the fifth time. I've run 4 times before, back in '98 and '02, '06, 2010, now 2014. Now, I'll be 70 years old in a couple of months, so I figure this is my last shot, so it's got to be a charm.
Okay.
Fifth time is a charm. And I tell people that's a given. Everybody knows fifth time's a charm.
Right.
So
70 years old, okay. Well, tell us a little bit about who is the Flagman? I mean, we all see you out there, but who are you?
I came out in 1978 from Chicago.
Okay.
And when I came here, there were only 1,348 people. So I thought the rural lifestyle. How did I know that 38,000 people were going to follow me out here? Because now the place is really crowded. And I bought a lot of property out here. I was able to retire young. I retired at the age of 34. I invested in Las Vegas properties and then came to Pahrump, bought 100 acres out here to settle down. And the valley has been growing, and I've been watching what's been happening, and I finally got upset. Back in about '97, my brother Rich, who's now deceased, walked up to me. I have catfish ponds on my property. At least I drained them now because of the mosquito problem. But anyway, I was fishing in a pond, and my brother comes up to me and he said, "You know, Brother Ray, you're nothing but a fat cat." He said, "You're sitting here fishing in this pond and people are being abused by the system. You ought to be ashamed." And he just walked away, and I'm thinking, what's he talking about? I didn't know what was going on.
Right.
Then I realized that the system is so bad out here that somebody had to stand up, and I decided to do it. So back in '98, I started walking with the flag and the Bill of Rights, and we had it in the form of a freedom baton. It was a motorcycle muffler, and a bunch of people and we walked across the entire valley, passing that freedom baton from person to person. We did it to make a point that things have to change out here. And then after that first walk, I decided, why don't I do it every day? So I do it every day, and I try to do it 3 times a day. And in my spare time, when I say spare time, I'll walk in the morning, and then I'll go to court and spend my whole day in court. I walk during lunch, and then afterwards, so I'm walking like 3 times a day. Start my 17th year on May the 26th this month.
Wow, that's definitely some dedication. You have I guess I'd call it a slogan here on the top. Tell me about that.
Yeah, well, in '98, I decided to say something that people would really understand. And it kind of strikes home, and that's why I have this as part of my platform. No longer will the citizens of Nye County have to bow down to the sheriff's badge or that of his deputies through fear and intimidation, because that's the way it is right now. Right now, people are afraid of the sheriff's department, afraid of the badges. I actually had one deputy tell me one time, "I want people to fear me." And I said, "Fear you? Don't you want respect?" He said, "I want them to be afraid of me." This is not right. People have to be treated with respect. We have to go back to the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and treat the people with respect, and not think that there's some kind of lowlifes and that it should be treated like such. There's a lot of fine cops on the job over here, but we do have to watch for the few that are abusive as far as abuse of power. And it's happening out here. I sit in court for the last 12 years. I can guarantee what I'm saying is factual because I actually hear it in the courtrooms on a daily basis.
Wow. So in the courtrooms, are you in all different judges' courtrooms, or do you go to a certain one?
There are 4 courtrooms out here.
Okay.
There's 2 district courts and there's 2 justice courts. Everything is channeled through the justice courts. Most divorces are not. So everything is starts in justice court, and then if there's enough evidence, if it's a serious crime, it goes up to district court for a jury trial or for a plea bargain or whatever. I sit in all 4 courtrooms. The only problem is there's only one of me, so I can only be in one courtroom at a time. If all 4 courts are going, then I just have to make a choice on which one. I miss some of the action, so to speak, some of the cases, some of the trials, because I cannot be in all 4. I kid around, and then when the courtrooms are adjoining, and I'll say, well, if you only just cut a hole in the wall, then I can put my head through the hole, and I can catch 2 courtrooms at the same time. But they won't do it. They'll listen to the flag. No, they don't.
Number 1 here on your list, I will honor the Constitution.
Emphasizing
the Bill of Rights.
Right.
And
Well, here's the Bill of Rights.
Tell me what that means to you.
The Bill of Rights, the first 10 amendments to the Constitution.
Okay.
It's very important because our founding fathers knew that the Constitution would be abused unless they were very specific on what they say. And all these things are self-explanatory except the 9th Amendment. The 9th Amendment says that we have certain rights that are not specifically enumerated in this Bill of Rights, but that doesn't mean we don't have those rights. And it seems like people think, well, if it's not in the Bill of Rights, we don't have that right. It's not true. You know, we have the right to travel, you know, and yet that right is taken away from us on a daily basis. It's just like more emphasis on this, and that. We have the right to association. That is discriminated against constantly. So there's a lot of things that you never think of every day. Right now, the drug laws. We got these drug laws. They're a farce. That's what they are. I've been seeing people go to Slammer for small amounts of marijuana. It's ridiculous what's going on. Right now, they're talking about this medical use and everything. When my brother Rich died in '99, he died of cancer. He starved to death. I told him at that time, even though it was a felony, you save your life and you use this. Medical use wasn't in effect yet. And he did not, and he died. And ever since I've been saying, and I say it to the judges, and I say it to the badges, I said, decriminalize it and grow it in your backyard, because this is absurd that people are going to prison for marijuana. And Sanjay Gupta had a show called Weed on TV. And when I saw that show, I was really impressed because it shows all the different treatments that people for years have been suffering because they did not know that the CBDs in marijuana would help them out. And CBDs is an extract from the marijuana. You don't have to smoke it to get high. You can use the plant to actually extract the oil from it and help people out. Kids with seizures, the seizures stop immediately. Some of these kids have seizures 300 a week, and they just have a couple drops of this oil under their tongue and the seizures stop. Crohn's disease it helps with. It helps with epilepsy. I have a friend with narcolepsy in California where she would just fall asleep if you were talking. She got a medical use card in California. No longer. She doesn't have it anymore.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That is amazing. We have